hits for the bench. Extra attacker coming on to even things up. To the net, Albertson scores!
The Extra Attackers Podcast with Maude and Jordan.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Extra Attackers Podcast. Maude and Jordan back here once again, and today we have a special guest. My Game Over Ottawa co-host, Charlie Arsenault, is joining us. How are you doing, Charlie?
I'm great. I'm the extra attacker.
He is the extra attacker for today. He's the extra attacker. Yep.
We're gonna have to start calling our guests that, I guess.
That's perfect. How did I not even think of that? So, as you can see on the side of the screen here, we have a Yahoo Fantasy Hockey mock draft filling up here with a bunch of random people because today's episode is all about fantasy hockey. Charlie wanted to come on and talk all about that. He is very into it, and me and Jordan are also into it as well. Charlie's pretty hardcore though, so it'll be awesome to hear all his strategies and stuff here today as we do this mock draft.
Yeah, last season I had 2 leagues. Well, I've had 2 leagues for the last several years. Last season I won both after finishing second place in both the year before. And yeah, one's head-to-head categories and one's just like a standard points, just whoever has the most points at the end of the season wins. So I have very specific strategies for both. And I think for mocks like this, it's just automatically set to just like your standard head-to-head categories. So I'll go with that strategy for this one. And yeah, we can talk about that.
I'm intrigued, Charlie. Like, what is your strategy for a head-to-head system versus a different sort of point system?
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
First of all, head-to-head categories, 3 goalies. Sorry, I messed that up already. But wow.
Oh my god.
No, head-to-head categories, 2 goalies, points league, 3 goalies. Just because in a head-to-head cats, you're just like once if my goalies play the minimum number of starts, which is usually 3, I think for most leagues, and they get like 2 shutouts with like a 960 save percentage, I just bench them.
Yeah, you got to bench.
But on a points league, I'm going to want to get as many starts as possible. So that's the main one. That's the biggest one. Other than that, I mean, I guess also with points league, it depends on what the settings are set to. I've seen points leagues where like cats, like everything is worth 1 point. I've seen some where it's like goals are 6 points and assists are 4, hits are like 0.5 or something like that. So depending on your league settings, points leagues can be really weird. Like my points league last year, I think face-offs were like nearly a full point, so the top 30 players other than like 2 were all centers, so it was a really weird setup.
That is strange.
So probably for the best, this is going to be like a kind of a head-to-head category, so it's a bit more straightforward. Like more people would watch this and like, you know, get something out of it than if it was set to like my weird points league setup that the commissioner set up.
Yeah, that's
fair. Not to say I'm like more qualified than other people, but like I like to boast that the last 2 years, both I've won $550 out of my leagues. So I'll take that on a 150 buy-in, which is pretty solid, right? So
playing for money. We did like small wager just between friends in our league last year, but it was like we had 4 of us, and then the rest of the league was filled out with like randoms on Yahoo. So we just did like a small wager between the 4 of us, but. That was the first time playing for money, but you're playing for big bucks.
And because of that, everyone involved is into it. Like leading up to that draft, I see people in my league like just in mock drafts all the time. Like I'll just run into them in mock drafts. Like it's serious. Like they take it very seriously. When we're playing for $150 each, like they all take it very, very seriously. So
that would make sense.
It takes a lot of research on that one, especially with the weird point system that we'll usually have. But
all right, here we are loaded into the draft now. So we did a random number generator to decide who's gonna pick where, and I ended up getting first. So I'm already on the clock, just taking McDavid right away, right? Like as soon as it starts, I guess there's 2 more minutes before it counts down, but it's gonna be instant McDavid.
Where do you two usually like ideally, if you could pick heading into your drafts, like where do you like to draft? Like where do you like to be positioned?
For me, I kind of like middle of the pack, sort of like 5th to 7th range ideally. I find getting first is really nice because you automatically get the best player, but waiting so long until your next pick is really rough, and I find that you have like a steeper a steeper dive in quality as your roster goes on than someone that's in the middle rounds that can kind of keep those higher end players for longer than you could if your picks are so stretched out.
Yeah, exactly the same for me. Like it's always fun to draft high, but also sometimes being like right where you are around 10th in this mock draft, getting to pick 10th and then 15th right away. That's 2 top 15 players compared to me picking first, and then my next player isn't until 24 and 25. So I get 1 top 20 player, but then my second best player and third best player are going to be like outside of the league's top 25. So that's a little tough.
That's really interesting. So I had to pick a spot that I would want to draft least is 5 through 7.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Wow. Okay.
I love a quick turnaround on 2 picks, whether it's like rounds 2 and 3 or like at the start for me here. My favorite spot is towards the end of the first round, just because I do love getting that early second round pick. But I hate picking. I don't like picking first. I don't like picking last. I don't like the back-to-back picks.
Okay, I actually like
I can
them.
understand that.
Okay.
I like them because
Nice.
I kind of just like scout ahead and star some people that will be around those picks, and I'm like, oh, I can get these 2 guys. I just like look way ahead.
Oh,
All right, looks like it's starting.
Mod is 3 seconds away from
Yep.
picking Tim
We'll
Stützle
be on the
first.
clock. Who are you going with, Mod? It's up for debate. Let's see.
Who's it gonna be? I had to mute the fucking audio sounds because I forgot it makes loud ass pings. So
It's so loud.
we got
It's
that
so
muted
loud.
now. And should it be Austin Matthews? Should it be Mitch Marner?
It's gotta be Austin.
What should I do? What should I do? There's McDavid.
Kind of surprised it wasn't Morgan Riley. That's an L pick for Mod.
Oh my
so
God.
That's okay though.
Major L. You're already up, Jordan, because this guy
How does that mean?
auto picked Draisaitl right away.
Unfortunately for Mod, there's just no strategy to talk about with pick 1. Like,
Yeah,
there's nothing you
exactly.
can talk about.
Now I got to scout ahead for pick 24.
Let's go with. There we go.
Pick Kachuk at 3. Ooh,
I think-
Kachuk.
that's bold.
I don't know. I think Pasternak was the next player that I was thinking of, but I
both
think
of them
Boston's going to be worse.
Over
overall.
McKinnon. Over McKinnon too.
Yeah, I like the hits for Kachuk.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I thought he'd have the best splits on that.
What do you think of
okay.
that, Charlie?
So my general thing with the first round is, and just kind of early draft picks in general, I usually try to avoid centers. That said, I don't think I would take anyone over. My top 4 would go McDavid, Draisaitl, Matthews, McKinnon. So if I'm in the top
Matthews hasn't
4,
been
I'm
picked yet.
I'm gonna take one of those guys. Matthews is honestly like in a down year, he was one of the most complete, like across.
There he
type
goes
of
at
players.
8th.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
That's a really good pick.
Nice.
I would be. Oh, I'm really hoping for. Actually, no, I'm thrilled with my pick. There's 2 people on the board that I would be very happy with.
You're going either Kaprizov or Kachuk, I bet.
You're close.
Just because of what you said about centers, so I don't think you're going for Tage.
Yeah. They're both on the board still. It's
Or
either
Rantanen?
Brady or Rantanen.
Rantanen, yep.
Because the thing is, right wingers
Good pick.
are not deep at all.
That's true. That's true. I got shitty right wingers in the league that I drafted with Jordan already. My starting right wingers are Pavelski and Caulfield. And Pavelski is a center, but he got that right wing dual eligibility, so that's the only reason that it looks decent. Right wings are tough.
Listen, I'm at risk of looking like a homer on this one.
There it is.
Brady
had to
is. He's unbelievable in fantasy. Like, he's going to finish the year with 300 shots, 300 hits, and even if he wasn't a point per game player, that still puts him like as a 3rd round pick. You know, it's like, oh, it's already back to me. Okay, Marner's off the board. I was thinking about Marner just because right wing is so rough. So this is a tough spot to be in because normally guys I'd go after, I try not to, left wing is so deep. I can't not take Kaprizov.
Kaprizov, I had
now
2
just
years
like
ago.
that.
He's so good.
God, just like that, I'm in a terrible spot. I have 2 left wings.
Yeah, you're left wingers.
That's
first
not
2
what
picks.
I usually try to avoid that completely.
That's fair.
I don't like this at all. But also, I have Brady Kachuk and Kirill Kaprizov. So like,
I haven't even really thought much about who I'm going to take next, but I got the 2 picks, so I feel like I like to spread positions out relatively quickly. So like I took McDavid first, so I feel like I got to take a defenseman and then I got to take a winger if there's a really good one still available. So Ooh, it's tricky because none of the defensemen have been drafted yet except for Makar. So there's lots of options. Who do you pick if not Cale Makar?
And I'm thinking of a defender too. That's it's going to be difficult because there's lots of good options. It's a wealth of quality right now.
There's like
I
some
find
guys.
defense actually is deeper than most years for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like because I've done like an absurd amount of mocks so far this year, and it feels like there are quality defensemen like way later than usual. Granted, that is in mock drafts, so like if you're in like a really competitive league, you're going to see guys like exactly right there, like Adam Fox went. Like,
I was looking to
round.
grab him.
So it's one of those things, right? And Dahlin goes
taking
at the
Dahlin.
Yeah, there you go.
Then
yeah.
I feel like I need a forward, but I didn't scout well enough ahead, so I'm like quickly like, you know what? Fuck it. I did this in my league with Jordan. I'm taking Timmy Stutz in my top 3 picks. I'm doing
that
it.
was gonna be
honestly,
my pick.
Because he's left wing and center, so I love that. Like I'll start him as a left wing, and then on the days where I can rotate, he can play on center as well.
Yeah. I want to hear the two of you talk about defense because we got one of you who went with Adam Fox and the other one with Dahlin. Would you have gone Fox if he was still on the board? Like, is that the consensus number 2 defenseman for both of you?
He is. If Jordan didn't nab him there, I had my mouse hovering over Fox, but Jordan got him.
I'm happy with that pick then. If it was contentious, I think that's good.
Mm-hmm. And what do you two think about Dahlin as the 3rd defenseman going in this draft? Because I went for him. I'm a big Dahlin believer, but there are some other options that maybe could have gone ahead of him.
I'd put him 5 personally.
Yeah, 5.
Well, actually, no, you don't know 4. I would go 4. I'm a little bit lower on Adam Fox.
Okay.
Just in fantasy terms.
Yeah, he's mostly assists, right? For fantasy categories.
Carlson went 28th, by the way.
That's insane.
Man, last year I got Carlson at like 120th. So good.
Oh, no.
And I felt kind of dumb doing it because I was like, the Sharks suck. And then he started popping off, and then I traded him for Kucherov after about a month.
All right, so I'm up here, and I think I got to go defenseman, especially with my left wing stack.
Mm-hmm.
Round 3 for me is still way too early to take a goalie. Goalies are voodoo. So
I was kind of thinking
not
about
taking a goalie for a while.
goalie next. I don't know.
Honestly, I got burned so bad last year for taking Jack Campbell as my second goalie, so I get it locked up sooner.
Oh, I like the Roman Josi pick.
I was between Josi and Dougie Hamilton. Josi and Hamilton are probably, unless I'm forgetting some off the top of my head here, I'd have Josi and Hamilton as my somewhere in my top 4. It goes Makar, and then it's kind of like a blurry mess of Dahlin, Hamilton, and Josi. Just I can see all 3 of them being well above a point per game, along with Makar, but
that's fair.
It's tough to know.
I had Josi during his 96-point season, or however many points it was that year. So he is the absolute fantasy king for me forever just because of that. But then I did have him the year after that too, and still good, but not as good. So... and I feel like Nashville's kind of on the downturn, but he is still really good for fantasy. I just don't know, I think his points might start to drop off a little bit.
I guess we're coming back up to Charlie's pick. What are you thinking?
Yeah,
for this
going
one, Charlie?
again.
I'm at the point now where I don't feel like I need to be ignoring centers quite as hard.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of centers, but you don't want to.
If Dougie Hamilton's still on the board, I might just double up on D.
It's not a bad idea.
You don't have a center yet at all, eh?
No, I don't have any centers. Center's so deep. Mm-hmm. I'm also nervous because I'm going to be heading into round 5 without a right winger, and right wing is so thin.
Yeah, you got to get those guys who can play left wing and right wing.
It's a while before you both picked twice before my next pick, so I feel fine just talking about it. I'm between Hamilton and Barkov right now. Because I know Barkov is going to be off the board by the time I get there.
He was good for me last year. I would pick him again if I had the chance.
I think I have to.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that you can argue between Barkov or Sebastian Aho, or even JT Miller, because he's got the center right wing, which center and right wing, that's worth looking at. And JT Miller, you don't have to play defense in fantasy, so he's a great honestly, he's a great pick in fantasy. Now I'm kind of regretting not taking him just because of that right wing, the multi position.
Damn. Barkov?
Also, I think an underrated part of Matthew Tkachuk with that early pick is
that's what I was thinking of
playing
too.
both positions.
Playing both. Oh, Bedard has gone 43rd. What do you guys think of Bedard going that high?
That's got to be early.
Would you pick him that early?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Bedard's ADP is 38. It's just because of that first game he played.
Yeah.
in the rookie showcase or tournament or whatever it's called.
Instant hat trick the first game that he shows up.
I'm sorry, Charlie. Had to take the boy JT.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Charlie's recommendation.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm gonna have to also take the Dougie.
That's too bad.
2 Dougies in a row.
To be honest, just
That's the problem.
not even just because you said him, but looking at the list of players available right now, like I felt like it had to be him. Like I like him over everyone else who's here.
Yeah, I typically like having at least 2. Usually I try to aim for 3, like no doubt, number 1 power play quarterbacks on D.
Yeah, that's what you want, the power play guys.
And then you go Zach Hyman.
I kind of like the Hyman and McDavid combo. You're going to have a lot of goals that are scored that they're both involved on, especially on the power play. Like McDavid shooting it wide and bouncing off of Hyman's nuts and into the net. That's like half of his goals. So
Oh my God.
I can benefit from that.
That's a good point. God, I didn't realize all the good goalies went by. That's gonna be.
Yeah, I
out.
was looking at the goalies leading up to those last 2 picks, but then all the good ones got picked, and I'm like, now I don't want to pick a goalie in this spot. The goalies that are left, not taking them at that spot.
And Jordan takes McAvoy. All right,
I did, yes.
I like it. I'm a little bit scared of Boston. Like I'm just a little bit like unsure of
that's fair.
how it's gonna go. Goaltenders, that's the thing. I don't love any of them that are still on the board as far as like a number 1
it's tough.
goalie. So I don't know if I just avoid it.
I kind of did that
Gus?
in our other draft, in the draft that me and Jordan did before. I ended up with Vanacek and Skinner as my goalies because in this mid-range, if you don't take a goalie really early, you have this mid-range where it's these average-ass goalies where all the skaters that are left are better than them. So I don't want to pick these goalies yet, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. I'm going Gustafsson.
Gus.
Have a bad feeling that last year was a bit of a fluke, but I need a goalie, and there's a few goalies that I think are safe for floor, but his upside, I feel fine grabbing him in round 6 or round 5. Rather.
Yeah, I like that pick, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm like digging down in the goalie list. It's tough. It's tough down here. There's a couple decent ones left. Like even if
my next pick is still on the board.
You're up again.
Miro.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know he was still available.
That was my next pick.
Yo,
it's a good pick. No one notices him because he's ranked like 97 or something like that.
I remember that happened. He's ranked like surprisingly low, and then the same thing happened in our draft. He got picked, and I was like, I didn't realize he was still there.
All
right, where's Jordan going with this?
I feel like I have to because he's still available, and he just gets so many points for his position. It's got to be Hughes.
Oh yeah, Quinn Hughes was still available. Yeah,
that's solid.
I ended up with him in our other league too. All right, so I've got the back-to-back picks. I wonder if you guys will expect these ones. Oh wait. Actually, I'm gonna change one of these picks. Hold on.
I have a crazy idea for you, but I don't think you're gonna do it.
Hold on. Here's 1, and here's 2.
Oh, okay.
Giroux. Okay, that wasn't you, but Samson.
I was about to take Giroux, but then I noticed Johnny Gaudreau was still there, and I feel like Gaudreau will get more points than Giroux.
That's honestly makes a lot of sense.
And I feel like Samsonov. I feel like Samsonov was the one goalie left who's on a stacked team. So even if he does subpar, he will get a lot of wins.
Right.
All the other goalies that are left are on like mid to bad teams, I think.
I'm definitely gonna have to pick a goalie next round. It's looking dire.
Oh, and Charlie, you're right about the right wings. I still don't have one, and
Same.
I'm not feeling the right wings who are available. Like Natchez is good, but he's gonna get picked before my next pick.
Yeah, and the worst part is that there's some left wings on here that I love, but like, why would I draft them? I have Kachuk and Kaprizov.
You don't need them.
They're never gonna play.
Don't need them now.
So, because of that.
Oh, actually, I have Hyman with right wing eligibility, so technically I have a right wing. I do have that at least. At least there's that.
At least there's that.
This is a reach a little bit. I need a right wing. I'm going Marshall. So
I like it. He's
That's
underrated.
a good pick.
Conn
Marshall
Smythe
usually
winner,
does well
reigning
for me.
Conn Smythe winner. It's crazy that the Conn Smythe winner gets drafted 82nd in fantasy.
yeah,
I know.
with an ADP of 110. By the way,
Yeah.
it was a reach. I reached hard.
Not bad though.
Not bad at
So
all.
at 87, my next pick is until 106. So I have to keep that in mind just because of like who's on the board still. And I think
You got to dig deep.
there's one goalie on the board that I like a lot more than everyone else, just because I think even though the team isn't going to be great, I think I got to go Kemper.
Okay, I had Kemper for the first half of last season, and then I traded him away. He was good, but it's like, how is Washington just gonna fall off? I feel like the brakes might fall off Washington at some point.
I think it might be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see them being terrible with a 9-10 goalie, and that I'm
Could
all right
be.
with that.
Could be. I was gonna take Natchez, and he's gone, so now I'm scrambling. Oh,
Barzell
God.
was still there, which was lucky.
Yeah, Barzell. I should take a center probably. I'll take Scheifele. I feel like he will still put up points, even though I don't think Winnipeg's gonna be great this season. He's like the point scorer there.
Right.
Fuck. What else do we have left? I might. I'm.
What do you do here?
I'm doing so bad at looking ahead of time. I'm like scrambling.
That's fair.
I think I might go for a second goalie, but the options suck.
Yeah, and that's
Fuck
the thing
it,
too, because
Korpisalo.
I'm. Oh, nice.
Oh, that's. I mean, I hope he does
Alright.
well.
It's a
but
bold
that's,
pick,
that's
but-
an interesting pick.
I'm now kind of regretting my my Kemper pick because I forgot that like we're doing cats and I usually just stick with 2 goalies. So
Do you have 3?
no, I have 2, but like I probably could have just like taken a waiver on someone later
True.
and just hope for the best.
The
I
main
needed
I've
Goalies.
never
reason-
drafted
One,
like
so.
2 or 3 goalies and kept them on my team.
Yeah.
I've always drafted a terrible goalie at some point.
It's
so-
very rare. You draft a shit goalie usually, and then end up dropping them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so it's back to me.
What is Charlie cooking now?
Good question.
What I would do if I didn't already have 2 left wings is I would just laugh all the way to the bank and take Jonathan Huberdeau because I can't believe he's dropping this low.
Yeah, that
He
down
is very
year.
low.
But what I'm gonna do instead is reach, but I'm gonna hope for the best here. Morgan Riley might have a monster year.
Yeah, I could see it.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
As a third D, as my number 3 D.
He's a good third
I
option.
feel good with that.
Definitely.
And then following that, God, I don't know what to do here.
I'm still looking at the right wingers, and it is so bad.
It is pretty
It's
dire.
really rough. I messed up so badly at the start of this draft. I
Oh.
should have reached for someone.
I
instead of
do see
taking
a
Kaprizov,
few.
honestly.
I do see a couple of right wingers like hiding down below that. I
I'm
think
playing it
could
safe
be-
and rounding
could
out my
be
D. I'm
decent.
taking Darnell Nurse, and I don't have to think about defensemen for the rest of the draft.
That's a good pick. Yeah. Finish that off.
I need a third defenseman as well.
If nothing else, Nurse is
Taves,
going
Devon
to
Taves
shoot
was
a
still
bunch.
available.
Yeah, if
Fuck.
nothing else, Nurse is going
Is
to
he
shoot
still
a bunch
available
and hit a
now?
bunch.
No, he
He'll
got
get-
taken.
He's
Got
not
taken
on the
now.
power play, but he
Oh,
still puts
Shea
up points.
Theodore. It's a good pick. Well,
Charlie, were you saying Nurse is still available, or you picked him already?
No, I grabbed him.
You picked him already,
If
fuck.
nothing else, like he'll get shots and hits, and he still scores points even though he's not on the power play.
All right.
did I take a right winger from you, Maude?
No, but that's a good pick. But that was a good pick. I didn't
Okay.
find him in there. But for a defenseman, I'm gonna go Sens heavy again and take Shabbat because
Oh, that
he
was my
has
next
that
pick.
point. He has that point scoring potential. And then right
Yeah.
winger, I'm taking Konechny.
That's a good pick.
There's still a couple
Solid.
other right wingers that I'm eyeing though, like way later down. They're kind of hiding.
Shoot, now I don't know who to take.
Were you gonna take? Yeah, you were gonna take Shabbat.
I
Snaked him from you.
Okay, I might take a bit of a Hail Mary here. Let's see. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Going Huberdeau.
Hubie. That pick, kind of like Carlson last year, has such steal potential because
That's what I'm
It
looking
really
he
for.
only
does.
had 50 points, but he could bounce it back up to 100 or like 80. Like he could just pop off again.
All right,
what I
I'm
was
going to do
thinking.
something maybe weird. I need a right winger, and like I'm seeing Drake Batherson there.
Oh,
I can't do it. I'm not going to do it though. I'm going to take maybe a weird pick because it's not a whole lot of category coverage, but sleeper rocket pick.
There's Cole.
Caulfield.
Yep, I
Oh,
did
that's-
that. I
that's a
did that
good
in
pick, yeah.
in our other league. He's a good late pick. He was really good for me last year until he got injured. He was carrying my team with goal scoring.
I trust his ability. I think he'll do well.
I'd prefer to take him later, but
Yeah.
I right wing is such a nightmare right now.
I feel like you have to just take your right wingers late in the draft. Like unless you get someone right at the beginning, you don't need to be picking them
Yeah.
in the middle rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. All right, and now I'm not even going to overthink. I'm just going to take a center.
Center
and I
time.
am Joel Eriksson Ek is phenomenal for fantasy. But Trocheck's really good too. Oh, do I take Lindholm? Yeah.
Oh,
I'm taking
Lindholm
Lindholm.
was hiding there. That's a good one.
I forgot about him. That is a good pick.
I'm not thrilled with my team, to be completely honest with you. I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
I'm lukewarm on mine. I like some of it, but other ones I just scrambled to make the picks.
I'm liking mine, but I want to see how the bench fills up first before declaring anything.
Yeah, you got to see how the depth turns out in the end.
Exactly.
That's the worst part is that once you hit around round 10, that's when people start leaving.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
like I don't know why they do that. I understand like the whole point of doing mocks is to practice and try and figure out where players are usually landing, like where their ADP is and everything. But like half the thing is your depth. It's
Yeah.
so important.
That's
like,
true.
Like guys like Allmark were drafted in the 16th, 17th round, like I did last year, and picked up on waivers all the time. Like the depth is so important.
It is.
And if
No,
you
that's
come into
definitely
this
true.
completely unprepared, then
Ooh, I'm scrambling for a defenseman here. I'm like, I felt like I should take a fourth defenseman, but I don't really like any of them now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good ones available.
Fuck
I
it.
was running into that
K.
too.
Andre Miller, I guess. Fuck it.
How dare you?
I wanted to get that those 4D filled out. I have every starting position filled out now, and Shifley on the bench, so then I can take whoever I want for the rest.
nice. I was looking at line A when I was thinking it was between Caulfield and line A.
If Line finally has a healthy season again, he's gonna be such a steal in fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, Werenski was still on the board. Fuck, I
was
should have
still
taken
there.
Werenski.
Yep.
I didn't see him though. He's another one of those guys that is ranked way too low in the expected rank here, so
Yeah.
he's hiding at the bottom.
Just because of his injury. Yeah, he's not up there.
Damn. All right, the depth picks now. I'm gonna have to. I like to spread them out. I have people like at each position on the bench, sort of. Dual position is good too.
Field position.
That's usually what I try to aim for towards the end here. So and honestly, I think he's being drafted way too late. I'm pretty thrilled with this when I'm taking Valery Nichushkin
Ooh, he
this
doesn't.
late.
Oh.
Doesn't he have like legal drama? Is he like good? Is he cleared?
Apparently, he's in the clear.
He's fine. He's at training camp.
I wasn't
yeah,
sure about
he's at
that.
camp.
Yo, I wanted to take Buchnevich. He got snaked. He goes way too low. 156
does.
for Buchnevich. He could be a point per game player. Going that low
I agree.
in the draft. Oh my god.
I feel comfortable taking a third. Like, no, I don't. A player that only plays left wing.
no.
I'm just gonna hand it to you guys. You should take Philip Forsberg.
Oh, he's still here.
I'm taking Vinny
surprised.
Trocheck. I need another center.
Yo, Philly Forsberg.
I can't have three guys that only play left wing.
Now he got picked. Oh my god.
Someone picked Max Domi.
Yeah, I
Oh.
don't.
That's interesting.
I don't think that's
I'll
a
just
great
say.
one. He's chilling. He'll be chilling on Toronto's third line.
It's so funny because depending on what leagues I'm in, it's either a bunch of Leafs fans or Sens fans.
Yeah.
So Leaf players are either slept on or taken way too early.
That does tend to happen. It's funny.
God, I need another center. You know what? Let's do that.
Oh, just like that, I'm up already. I like Nick Schmaltz late in the draft here with C and right wing available. I was also thinking about Duchesne with the same thing, C and right wing.
Oh yeah.
And he's on a better team now, but I guess I'll go DeBrusque as well. Good left wing, right wing.
That's a good pick.
Here's a question, Charlie. Do you like having a fifth defenseman on the bench? Because sometimes I roll with only 4 defensemen. If I can't find, sometimes I'll have the fifth defenseman to be someone who only puts up hits. You know.
Funny you said that. I'm kind of looking at Radko Gudas right now as a fifth defenseman.
Gudas was so good for me
hits,
last year.
yeah.
He was overpowered. Win the
He
hits.
is on
He's on Anaheim. So if your league plays plus minus, dude's gonna be a minus
shittier
40.
team now for him.
Oh
That's
my
true.
god, yeah, that's true.
But also, I don't know.
Gudas.
That's the other problem with doing mocks too. Is I tend to turn off plus minus in
yeah, you don't
leagues
usually
that
play
I'm
with
in.
it. Yeah, but all the
My
default
points league
leagues.
does. It's a big deal in my points league because plus minus is just even for points. It's +2 is 2 points, -2 is -2 points. So it's unfortunately it makes a big change. But yeah, any Cats league I've played hasn't been plus minus. So if I'm looking at it that way, I think I'm just gonna. Oh, but then you got. I don't know, because Adam Larson doesn't hit as much, but he still hits a lot.
I was looking at him, and he'll get good plus minus. He was plus
important.
27. I was looking
Jared
at him.
Spurgeon could be good, but he doesn't hit a whole lot at all.
Gudas
You know
just hits
what,
so much
actually?
more than everyone else.
Just in case of an injury or two, Bo and
Byram, that's good.
Doesn't Bo and Byram get injured a lot though?
Yeah, but
Just-
what if it switches up?
What if
I was
Makar
thinking-
gets injured instead, and then Byram plays the power play?
God, there's still so many like solid players on the board on the last pick here.
I know.
What
it's
am I
kind of
missing?
surprising.
I have
Yeah, last
three
pick
guys
is
that
always
can
like
play right wing.
any position.
So I should take someone who can play right, but I want a multi-position. Oh, actually, this isn't a bad deep pick here. Seth Jarvis.
Oh yeah.
I like the potential of that pick. Oh shoot. Okay.
It's insane seeing like, yeah, like Mangiapane, Tyler Seguin,
Well, someone took Sanderson.
Matt Duchene,
Sanderson,
all
I like that.
undrafted.
You know, there's one player who I'm kind of surprised hasn't just been drafted for a specific reason. I want to see if this guy takes him, because if not, I'm going to take him.
It's
But,
you got the late round steal.
Potentially. I don't think it's a massive steal,
could
but
it
for
be?
what he can bring in one department, I think it's worth it.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't know. I think he's auto drafting. Okay, I'm gonna take Tom Wilson.
Oh, Tom Wilson wasn't even picked yet. Yeah,
was not
that's
picked
who
yet.
you want for a hitter, definitely.
Exactly, just to fill in.
All right, that's the end of the draft. I'm taking Larson with the last pick.
Nice.
Damn, there it is. We gotta at least
good.
compare out of the three of us who got the best team now.
Yes, we do.
This is so funny. I don't know if you've looked at when you look at standings.
Oh yeah.
Yahoo like automatically looks up like who the best teams are, and unsurprisingly, it thinks the team that was auto drafting the whole time has the best team.
Of course.
The one auto drafting team, according to Yahoo, has the best team.
That's funny.
Which is very
their
funny.
system knows best, I guess. Hey, mine ranked
Apparently.
fourth. I like that. Charlie at second. Jordan,
Where-
the system doesn't like yours. It's got
Where
you.
do you see? Sorry, where do you see that?
If you click standings, kind of in the top right, and you have it if you sort of by like the projected stats, it's like what Yahoo
Oh, yeah,
thinks
there
is
we
going to
go.
happen. They got your team near the bottom for that,
I
Jordan.
think they're sleeping on it. To be honest, I was pretty happy with my draft. I think it honestly probably gets brought down because the goalies aren't great. But
yeah, I'm pulling up your team here. Jari and Thompson in net. It's decent. But I
it
don't
could
know.
get wins. That's the main thing, but I don't know what the stats are going to be like.
Yeah, it depends if you think Pittsburgh is going to be a good team or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Carlson they should be, but we'll see.
Pedersen, Miller, you got the Vancouver duo. I like that. Kachuk, Fiala, Barzell. I do think your team could be sneaky good, Jordan. Like Huberdeau in the late rounds is really good, and Kuznetsov. They're both guys who could bounce back and put up a bunch of points again. And we know Wilson will rack up the hits.
Ideally.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm happy with it for me.
As far as my team goes, not thrilled with a lot of the four. I mean, obviously left wing is stacked, but Barkov as a 1C is fine. I don't love Lindholm as a 2C, but I'll live with it. The right side is weak.
Right side, I feel like is going to be weak for everyone unless they got like one of the best right wingers at the beginning.
That's true.
I'm all right with my D. I prefer Riley as a fourth guy, but Yossi as a one, I'm psyched on.
It's a good one.
Yeah, then
I like your defense.
2 M's after that, Miro and Morgan. I like them.
Nurse as your fourth option is pretty good. I've seen him be like the
Nurse
second
just kind of
best.
gives you solid coverage across the board. Like he's going to be in every category.
Exactly.
And then my goalies. I don't know, because I took both my 2 goalies. I took and I think I had 2 goalies by round 9. So maybe both of these goalies could be a nightmare, and in that case, I made a huge mistake, and I should have just focused on skaters. But all the safe picks were gone.
Exactly.
By that point.
I was
At that
going
point,
into
you have
this.
to decide: do I go for the risk, or do I just ignore goalies and hope that like someone's gonna have an amazing year that I can grab on waivers by like a month in? But
Exactly. Going into this, I was kind of wanting to get one of the safe goalies early on, but they just went way too quick. Like I never really take a goalie with my first 3 picks, and then I was like, oh, maybe with the 4th pick, and then all the ones that I was interested in were gone. So then I said fuck it and just waited a while on the goalies.
I did the same thing.
looking back, instead of Kaprizov in round 2, what I honestly, this is a reach. I'm thinking maybe I should have taken Timo Meier as like the best available right winger.
Oh yeah,
because he plays both.
Oh, that's true.
over Kaprizov,
And that
though,
would
I
have
don't
freed
know.
up a little bit of space. I don't know.
It's tough. I think Kaprizov would get more points, but maybe they would have a similar goal total in the end.
Or maybe my fix would have been taking Rantanen first instead
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
Kachuk.
left wing, right wing.
Honestly,
That would have been good. Like
it's-
one of
that's the-
each.
Yeah,
That'd
it's
be a good
tough, though.
start.
I hate not drafting by position in round 1 feels like such an over the top like strategy. Like you should just take who you think is the best player available. But Kachuk and Rantanen are so close for me. It might be worth going for the right wing. I don't know, but also Brady is just like Brady could put up 90 points. No one would be surprised, and he's all of a sudden like the 3rd best player in fantasy. So
Yeah,
That's true.
it's tough to know. It's tough to know.
I really want to have him on my team at some point. I've never been able to get him in fantasy, but every year he just rips it up.
Oh, I don't know if you saw my tweet. I tweeted about this the other day. In
Oh,
2018, I was supposed to be in a keeper league. Like this, like I'd been in this league for a couple of years at that point, and the commissioner says, "All right, guys, starting this year, we're going to be doing a keeper league. So at the end of the year, you're going to keep 5 players. You're just going to keep 5 players every year." That year, because it was Kachuk's rookie year, I had Kucherov, Rantanen, and Kachuk in that draft.
Oh, that's so ridiculous.
And so
Jeez,
I'd have 3
wow.
first-round picks on my team today. And it stopped because the commissioner had to drop out of the league after that, and everyone was like, "We don't want to do keeper league," and I went,
Damn.
That's
You
sad.
would have been destroying everyone. They knew you were too good, so they all quit.
"Yeah."
Nerfed. Yeah, I had
But also, my
Kachuk.
keeper goalie would have been
Sorry.
Grubauer, so like, not great
Yeah.
today.
Was that bad Grubauer? Or was that when he was decent?
That was when Grubauer was good. That was
Okay.
2018, so that was what Grubauer was.
You would have
at.
gotten
Was that
some
Colorado
good years out of
Grubauer?
him. You would have gotten the
think it
good
would have been.
Colorado years, but then the bad Seattle years are happening now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, I think I had Kachuk for the one time I won the league, and he was like a 3rd-round pick or 3rd-round pick or something for me, just because no one knew.
No one
Everyone
knew
sleeps on
back in
Ottawa,
the day.
so-
A few years ago, he was the sleeper where you get him a couple rounds in and
Yeah.
then he just destroys. But now
Exactly.
everyone knows.
Yeah. All right, Maud's team. Let's talk about Maud's team.
Yes.
McDavid and Stutz. Unless you want to put Stutz on the left.
Yeah, because I
Which you
also have
could.
Shifley on the bench, so you can run, if they're all playing on
Yeah.
one day, you can have McDavid, Stützle, and Shifley all in, which I like that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Hyman might just repeat.
He might. That's the
Last
thing. I don't
season.
know if he'll do it, but if he does, having McDavid and Hyman on your team is such a sick combo.
That is a solid pick.
Dolly and Hamilton as a 1-2 on D is so good.
I'm very happy with that. Like,
Yeah.
That's so sick.
I
I
feel like
agree.
some of my depth picks were kind of just random and not the best, like my wingers, but the top 2D and the centers, I really like that about this team.
I think those were selected well.
I have like a little bit of hesitation with Konechny as like, well, no, I guess Hyman could be your number 1 right wing. He plays both.
Yeah,
so
I had
true.
Konechny.
you're still in pretty good shape there.
Konechny was one of my later picks. I don't. I have to scroll back and find what pick it was, but He was in like
once
the hundreds.
Marner, yeah, like once Marner's off the board early second round, like right wing is a nightmare.
Yeah, I got connected at
seen that.
121st, so like at that point, I think that's good value.
That's fine.
I
Yeah.
think so. It's funny because it like shows how the right wing quality league wide isn't very deep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's apparently a league wide position of weakness. So if you have him, you should keep him.
And on top of that, Matt Kachuk and Timo Meyer being two of the top, at least, like, I mean, Meyer probably ends up because he goes, Pasternak, Kucherov, Rantanen, Kachuk, Marner, and then Meyer. Two of the top 6 also play left.
Yeah.
That's
so it's so rough. It's so rough. Last year on my Cats team, I had Pasternak and Marner, which went
that's so
very
really
well for
good.
me.
That's the golden right wingers right there.
It is.
I feel like I kind of want to try to go for Marner or Pasternak in the next draft that we do for the Game Over League, just because it would be great to have one of the top guys there and not have to like scramble for the right wings like in these other drafts.
That's what I'll reach on. I mean, actually, I think where did Kucherov go in this draft? He went very early.
Oh yeah,
I think he did. Top 5.
he's
or
left
something.
wing and right wing, isn't he?
7th.
Oh no, he's only
Kucherov was
right
just
wing.
right, but he went 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually isn't that early. I've seen people reach on him like 5th, but 7th I like him there.
Yeah, so it's Kucherov, Pasternak, Marner, and Rantanen that all go in like the first round, and then after that it's just fucked for right wings.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
funny.
looking back on it. I should have taken Rantanen because Rantanen Kaprizov is a great one too.
Yeah, goddamn.
It just goes to show everyone, be careful with your right wingers because they are suddenly off the board completely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That might be the position to focus on this year is try to get those right wingers quickly because all the other positions have way more depth. Other than goalies. Goalies is just a crapshoot.
That's the thing,
true.
right? Because like Kachuk and Kaprizov look really good together, but say instead of those two, you take a Rantanen and then Kaprizov, then left wing is open. And like Cole Caulfield has great upside, and then I also have Nishushkin, but replace one of those guys with Philip Forsberg or Jonathan Huberdeau, and you feel better, right?
That's true.
Yeah, those late
leave
picks.
a couple left wing spots open. It's so deep.
That's smart. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think that was really fun. I like doing that. I feel like maybe I should do
Yeah, that
some
was
more mock drafts leading up to the Game Over League just to get a little more practice in there because it can really go crazy. Especially these mock drafts, they run really quick. It's only 30 seconds for the pick, whereas I think the regular drafts it's a minute. So I
That's
was
true.
like underestimating how fast it's going, and I was scrambling to do some of my picks. So maybe I'll have to do some more and do some more practice.
I've actually set for our Game Over League. I've set the picks to 2 minutes.
2
So,
minutes, okay.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let people have like a really good think about what's going on.
Make things
like
better.
I get so stressed.
Everyone's gonna be second guessing with the 2 minutes. Then you're gonna be just overthinking everything.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. That was really fun having you on talking about fantasy hockey, Charlie. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie.
I had a blast. I wish my team looked. For some reason, I was like, I'm gonna go on a show and talk about fantasy and then draft unlike I ever draft for some reason.
That wasn't even your usual strategies. Yeah.
No, stacking left wings off the bat like that, terrible idea. I don't know why I did it, but I was
funny.
blinded by Brady.
Yeah, it's the Brady love.
That's
It's the
respectable.
homerism. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll admit it.
I
It's
guess
fine.
you inadvertently kept your strategies a secret by doing a weird new strategy.
If nothing else, I vocalized what I should have done, I think. So maybe
Yeah.
people can take something away from that. But
You made Maud feel safe for the Game Over League. You threw her off. I
Oh my
respect
God.
that. It's the
It's like,
long
yeah,
play.
what is this guy doing? I'm gonna whoop him. No, I'm excited to go up against you in that league. It's gonna be really fun, really competitive.
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of tweets about it.
Oh
over
yeah.
the course of the season.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'll be funny.
There's gonna be some beef. Some
Group
beef.
chat's gonna be popping off.
Yep. I feel like any time that something funny happens in the NHL now, like if some player lights it up or some player does horrible, like we would message about it in the group chat, but then it's like now there's the extra layer of whoever has that player in fantasy hockey. It's like, yeah, you either are having the best night or you're getting completely fucked.
Exactly. And honestly, I think an underrated part of fantasy is like it makes me want to watch Blue Jackets Red Wings game in mid-February.
Yes.
You know?
I
That's
watch
true.
the most random ass games just because I have a player on my fantasy team.
Spices
I
it up.
watched. I remember like this is before like, obviously there were still like some good players on the team, but this is before like Edmonton was a really fun team to watch. So like I don't know, 5 years ago or something like that, and I'd be up late watching Oilers games because I was like I need Darnell Nurse to get 3 hits.
Oh my god, yep.
It's like late Sunday night. I'm like, just get me 3 hits so I can win this week. And
The way that I got eliminated last year was just like that,
Yeah.
a late night game on a Sunday night, like a 10:30 start for the Kings. I had Kopitar and Arvidsson playing, and I needed one of them in the third period to just take one more shot on goal. Literally just record one shot on goal from either of these two players in the third period, and if I got one more shot, then it would have tipped the scales so that I would win. And they did not get any fucking shots on goal. And so I was up watching that game just pissed off, like, shoot the fucking puck. It was
So
torture.
funny.
It was torture, but it's fun. I like the elements of being a fan that fantasy hockey adds like that. It'll have me watching some random ass game that I would normally not care about, but it's really fun.
That does remind me, Maud. Which goalies did you take?
In our league or in this one?
In this one.
In this one, I took. So you talking about me always cursing the goalies? In this one, I took a Leafs
Yes.
goalie, Samsonov, but also a Sens goalie. So we want one.
Oh.
If one of them is going to get
Oh.
cursed, it could be good, it could be bad. We don't know.
If Samsonov's good and Korpisalo is bad, I'm blaming you. Just
Yeah.
letting you know.
Hey,
Okay?
the mock draft doesn't count. It's whoever I have in my real leagues. Someone who I pick is just going to be complete ass. It's going to happen. It happens every year.
It's terrifying. I've never seen such power.
I was just going to say, at least Jordan had Jack Campbell last year, so he can chirp
That's
me
true.
all he wants for my goalies, but I've never had a goalie have as bad of a season as Jack Campbell did that time.
That's fair. That's fair.
that's why I'm so scared of drafting goalies because like I said, on one team last year, Jack Campbell and Thatcher Demko, and
That's
then
so bad.
that year that it was supposed to be a keeper league, my second round pick was Bobrovsky, and that was his first year in Florida.
I did the
For
same
now.
thing. I cursed Bobrovsky that year. I picked him
That
that
was
year,
Maud's fault.
and he was fucked, so you can blame me
Yeah.
for that one.
But yeah, like I said, I won both my leagues last year, and the year before that, I finished second in both of them.
Mhm.
And the two of you, as Sens fan, are going to like feel my pain on this one. The reason I came in second in my Cats league, last day of the season, the final against whoever I was in the final against. The reason I lost is not the reason I lost, but I would have won if I had played Shabbat
Oh,
instead of
Oh.
whoever else I decided to play that night.
oh no.
Because if you remember 2 seasons ago, because Shabbat got hurt late in the season and he came back for the last like 5 or 6 games, I think, and didn't look great in those last few games. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to sit him and play these other guys. I lost by, I can't remember if it was assists or points. But I lost I think I lost by like either 2 assists or 2 points, and Shabbat had 3 points that game.
3
Oh, God.
points.
So
Oh,
if I had played Shabbat, if I had just embraced the homer, I would have won that league 2 years in a row.
goddamn.
Sad.
That's always those
Awful.
bench points is the worst too. When you have the guys
Yeah.
pop off and score a hat trick while they're in your bench. Sometimes I wish they didn't have the bench and you could just play all your picks, but that would be too easy.
Actually, real quick as well, I want to talk about how you did the McDavid Hyman stack.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times. Last year I had on my points league that one, I had Matthews, Nylander, Riley,
That's good.
which worked out really well. And then there was 1 year. No, it was last year. My other league, I had both Marchand and Pasternak,
Oh, that's pretty
and
good.
I also had McAvoy. And someone offered me Bergeron in a trade, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
It would have been the
It'd be too
quadruple
much.
stack. It would have been 4 of them.
It would have been too much. But both McAvoy and Marchand were going so low in the draft last year because they were injured going into the season.
That's right.
So I drafted them late and just stuck them on IR,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Smart.
worked.
That's why I thought that the Bruins weren't going to be good last year, because those guys were supposed to be
Right?
injured at the
That's
start.
the thing.
And,
Yeah, and they
I
were
remember
fucking
that.
injured. Like, okay.
and then they came back after like 6 games.
They're like,
Brutal.
it's supposed to be 6 months, but actually we're only doing it after 6 games. So,
It's
and then they had a
crazy.
historic season.
Yep. I'm not buying high on Bruins players this year except for Pasternak. Everyone else, I'm just kind of assuming that they will do worse than last year. Even if it's not like considerably worse, at least a little bit worse.
I think Pasternak's gonna be great. I'm not drafting him 3rd overall though.
No, was that what
That's
it was
fair.
in this one?
But that's his ADP. That's where he's going.
The projected, yeah. That's crazy.
No, that's like in mocks, like that's where he's going. Like that's where people are drafting him at 3.
Wow.
And like I said, I'm taking McDavid. Also, I mean, granted, Draisaitl has left wing, I guess, as well, but I'm taking the top 4 centers over anybody else so far.
For sure.
But
yeah, I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up. That was a really fun time. Like I said earlier, I feel like I'm gonna go and just do a bunch of mock drafts now in the next couple of weeks. It's a fun thing. I love fantasy hockey. Maybe later on in the season we will have more fantasy hockey content. Maybe we'll have Charlie on once again to talk about. We can talk about how good or how shitty all of our fantasy hockey teams are going. I think that might be fun to check in on later in the season. But yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it. Thank you everyone so much for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at Maude Show, Jordan at Saint of Stutzla, and it's CW Arsenault, right, on Twitter?
that's right. Yeah.
Exactly. And the podcast at Extra Attackers. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one, everyone.
Take care, guys.